It's another Marvel season, and recently I've been making a lot of Lego Fortnite stuff. So I thought today I would make some of the brand new items and weapons that have been added to the game. I actually ended up building every single new weapon added to the game, with some that are going to be coming midway through this season. I also built a few of the skins. Now, of course, since this is a Marvel season, a lot of the characters have already been made in Lego, but there are some who haven't, so I made 3 custom characters from the Battle Pass in Lego, including Doctor Doom, Captain Jones, and finally Emma Frost. I also just added my War Machine minifigure, but this is not custom, this is from a set. But I built literally every single new gun, and I even built the new Avengers chests and Doom chests. Anyways, guys, let's get into it, and we're gonna start off with the minifigures. So first, let's take a look at the main man of the season, Doctor Doom. I think that this custom turned out really nice. The only thing I would change is I would change out this hood for just a normal dark red hood. I just don't have one. So I think that this works pretty good. He has a dark green cape. He also has some shoulder pads there and his silver arms. This is what his face looks like under the mask. It's just this Star Wars face. In my opinion, I think he actually turned out really, really nice. But now let's move on to Captain Jones. Captain Jones is pretty much just Captain America, but Jonesy. So I just used Captain America's torso and legs. I did add this belt. This is like one of my favorite minifigure pieces ever. It's so useful for customs. I also used this scarf but backwards because he does have some sort of like dark tannish ruffle around his neck. And then I just gave him Luke Skywalker's face with this hair. Now ideally you would want to use the Jonesy head and hair coming in the new Battle Bus set, but of course that set's not out yet. So this is just what I'm using for now. I actually also built his pickaxe. So for his pickaxe, I just used the Captain America shield along with this hook piece. And his pickaxe turned out really nice. I just used this Captain America shield piece. Ideally, there would be no red. It would just be blue and white. And then I also used this little kind of hook rock climbing piece for the other side. And I think it turned out really cool. Stop. Please subscribe right now. Because only 2% of you guys watching right now are subscribed, and we're trying to reach 1 billion subscribers. So subscribe to help us with our goal. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Now we're going to move on to the final custom minifigure, and that is Emma Frost. She was definitely a more difficult minifigure to make, but she turned out really nice. I used Princess Leia's torso and face because I think it works perfectly, along with this hair piece and actually some snowtrooper legs. I also used this neck cloth. It's actually supposed to go on the neck, but it does work for the legs as well. And she turned out really cool. But now let's actually go ahead and take a look at some of the weapons I've made. We're going to start off with probably some of the best items in the new season, the War Machine stuff. So here it all is. I actually have it on my War Machine minifigure. Like I said, this is not custom. He's 100% from a Lego set. Now this is actually with all 3 of the War Machine items, but I can kind of take it off and show you them individually. So this is just the jetpack, and there's these 2 little holes at the bottom, so you can get 2 flame pieces, put it in there, and then there's the jetpack. It might look a little bulky, but trust me, when we get the other attachments on there, it actually ends up looking really, really nice. We're going to take these off so he can actually stand. Now let's add the lock-on turret. Here's the lock-on turret. It just simply attaches to the back like this. Now, sadly, it can't actually like fully rotate all the way around, but it still looks really nice there. And you can see it just comes right to the left of War Machine's head. And now we're only missing 1 more part to the full War Machine set, and that is his arsenal. And here it is with his full arsenal. I use these things on his hands for the handguns. And then on the back here, these 2 pieces are meant to represent the missiles that come out of his back. Overall, with everything together, I think it looks really nice. Especially if you add the fire too, it looks so cool. And this is probably my favorite thing I made in this entire video. Now we're going to take a look at Doom's gauntlets. Here's how I built the gauntlets. I actually used a minifigure hand along with some other pieces for them. And I made sure to include some of that glowing green to kind of show like the gauntlet effect. And actually, the way you put these on a minifigure and make them hold them is by replacing their hands with these hands. So we can go ahead and get our Doom minifigure, take off his hands, and then put the gauntlets on him, which looks pretty cool. The glowing effect looks awesome, and I'm really proud with how these came out. Now we're going to take a look at something that hasn't come out yet, but was in the trailer. the Iron Man mythics. So we know that later in the season, the Iron Man mythics will be coming back. They are going to be a little different, but they look pretty much the same. So for this, it was really simple. I just took the Iron Man arms and legs, and then just gave them some boosters and thrusters. Now you can just add this to any minifigure, and I think that it looks really good on pretty much any minifigure. And then also for the Captain America shield, you can just use a Captain America shield. I mean, that one's pretty simple. Now that we've covered all these, we're actually going to go ahead and cover the actual guns of the season, because we've only been covering these different Marvel items. Our first gun is going to be the Burst Assault Rifle. Now I'm building these all with no mods on them, just the base default versions. So here's the Burst. I think out of all the guns I built in this video, this one might be my least favorite, but I still think it looks pretty accurate. The minifigure just grabs it from right here. If we get the Emma Frost minifigure, you can see she just grabs it just like that, and it looks pretty neat. It does actually look better if you turn the minifigure's hand upside down. And it's not extremely oversized like some of the other Lego Fortnite guns I've made have been. Speaking of oversized, we're going to move on to the new shotgun. And here it is. Now, like I said, it's a little bit oversized, but I really just wanted to capture every aspect of it. So I've got the brown that's in it, and especially the brown on the back here. And then the front, I think, does look pretty nice. Now, the way that the minifigure actually grabs this is right down here. Just like that, and it is a little oversized, but I still think it looks pretty neat. But now we're going to be moving on to actually my favorite gun in this whole video that I made. That being the new pistol. Now when I made this gun, I tried to make it as accurate to the game as I could, and I think I did a pretty good job. This one also looks better if you flip the minifigure's hand upside down. And it looks almost identical to its in-game counterpart. I got the front little black area here, along with the kind of bulkier gray center area. This one definitely took one of the longest to be able to find the right pieces for. And it actually only uses 4 pieces. And it looks really nice. Now we're going to take a look at the Stark rifle, which isn't in the game currently, but it was in the trailer, so we have reason to suspect that it will come back later in the season. But I still think it looks really nice. I made sure to include the 2 blue lights on either side. It was kind of difficult figuring out how to do the front, but I actually ended up doing an upside down stud technique right here by using this small 1x1 bracket and just putting it on the front of the gun. For the back stock part, I used this hose nozzle piece along with a minifigure hand, which actually looks really good. And this one's probably my second favorite gun I made in the whole video. Now finally, we're going to move on to probably the most overpowered item in the new season, the brand new dual machine pistols. These were quite easy to make in Lego, and they're made exactly the same with only 3 pieces. I used this gun piece here along with a stud, and then the stud with the bar on the top. Now the clips are actually in the bottom here, so it has kind of an elongated handle. So that's why I faced the piece this way instead of the other way. But I think they look really good in a minifigure's hand. And now we're going to move on to the brand new Avengers and Doom chests. So for these builds, they're very similar, just with a slight color variation, and also the tops have some slightly different tiling. Now they don't actually open, they're just plates and tiles. But this one's the Avengers chest, obviously, and this one's the Doom's. The main difference between these, other than the color swap, is the Doom one has a pretty strong dark black or dark red part on the top, while on the Avengers one, it's very similar to the gray, so that's why I just did the exact same piece. I tried to show the kind of coloring difference on the sides here where it slopes up a little bit, and I think I did a pretty good job. They're identical on both sides, and the studs are 2x6, which I think is probably the perfect size for these. So that was everything from this video. If you guys did enjoy, please drop a like and a subscription. You guys can also become a channel member with the link in the description. There's all sorts of awesome perks and some cool emojis for live chats and comments. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy, I highly recommend you go check out my other Lego Fortnite videos, where I built a ton of other weapons, items, pickaxes, and gliders, mainly from OG Fortnite. I also have a video where I built a bunch of Fortnite skins, including some you've seen in this video, like Raptor, Bunny Brawler, Midas, and Omega. So if you would like to see any of those videos along with some other Lego Fortnite videos, you can click on one of the links in the end screen now. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching.